Hello, hello, friends. It's day 10. I've got my little crafty gift here from Pink and Main's Advent Calendar, and I'm excited to see what's inside. It's got kind of a... it kind of bends in the middle here. There's something hard here and something hard here. So, okay, let's open it up and see what it is. I don't have a guess. There we go. Ah, it's a stamp. I think it's upside down. Let's look. Yeah, well, there we go. It is a rose stamp. So I was right. There are more flowers. After we didn't have any flowers for a few days, I thought maybe 3 was the total. But here we have a 4th flower. And this one is a rose. It says, thinking of you. All right. Let's see. Let's start. We're going to have to stamp and color this baby. So let's go ahead and get that process going. Looking around at, just going to wipe that off good. I'm thinking it might be fun to go back to our paper from day 1 and choose to color our rose to match one of these papers. I have each of the daily gifts that we've had so far are all right over here. So I have them all right here by me, and I want to keep using them as we go. And I saw this little piece of paper out of the corner of my eye, and I think we could make that work for rose. But we can always flip through there and see what we can, if there's another one we like even better. But I still have this thank you so much banner that we stamped in yesterday's and didn't end up using. So we can pull that in possibly. Let's see what else. Let's look through our papers real quick. Okay. Through these. Well, as Christmas draws nearer and nearer each day, I get more and more behind. I'm liking this one. Well, none of these are really screaming rose to me. I think I like that one the best. So we're going to go with the one that was on top. But as I was saying, as Christmas draws nearer, I find myself being more and more behind. I still need to make some Christmas cookies. I have lots of shopping still to do. And I'm still kind of broke from Black Friday. I don't know about y'all, but I really partook of the Black Friday sales this year. And I don't find myself particularly motivated to accomplish all those tasks. So that's kind of a strange place for me. I think this paper right here might match. And let's see, I can't tell if this is blue or green. I think it's blue. So here's our papers that I grabbed just out of our stash of scraps that I've got next to me. So let's pick some colors. I'm going to need my glasses on for this. And let's see. And those look pretty good. I kind of like the 85, 83, 81. Let's go with those. Here we go. And then for a green, I'm going to go for the BGs in my greens. And we've used this family once before, I think with one of our peonies, if I remember right, on one of our other cards. So I think I'm going to pull out the BG 72, 75, and 78, and maybe the BG 70. So let's see here. There's BG 72 and 75, and here's 70, and there's 78. Now this 78 is going to be uber dark, so we may stick with these three and leave that one. I think before we use this one, so we'll go a shade darker this time. So let's start with our rose. And you've seen me do this many times, but I'm just going to start with my darkest. That's kind of the way I do things. And with a rose, there's so many overlapping petals that, you know, I just start pretty much tracing all those overlapping petals. So my family is actually not celebrating Christmas together on Christmas Day. So my children will be with their in-laws on Christmas Day, all of them. So I will actually be having my kids in town on the 30th. So that'll be a little different this year. I'm just adding a little more of this darkest color down in here in the inside. I think I got everywhere. All right, now I'm going to go to my next darkest and pretty much just trace over all those lines, bringing them out a little bit. So even though maybe that's why I'm not feeling super motivated, is because I know I have more time. I'm telling myself that that's what's going on. Because I actually love Christmas. I love the holidays. I'm looking forward to seeing my grandchildren, that's for sure. My son ended up having to work on Thanksgiving, so I did not get to see my grandchildren for Thanksgiving. And that was a bummer. All right, our lightest color now, we'll just finish all that area off, blending that all together. Missed a spot right there. All right, now just to darken up the darks, I am going to come back with my darkest, and in some of these areas just give it a little more depth. Just in some of those overlapping areas, not in all of them because I don't want to get it looking, you know, but down in these corners. See what I mean? Like down in these corners, just giving it a little more. That one right there I missed. Maybe right in around here. Got to have patience when you're doing roses because there's just so many little nooks and crannies that you have to shade to really get the look you want. I want my lightest kind of out here on these petals that are, you know, coming forward more. And I did get out of the lines pretty bad, and that's bothering me, so I'm just going to fill that in. All right, let's move on to our greens. And same thing. Alright, you kind of see where I've added my darkest green. I'll come in with the next and bring that, blend it on out a little bit. And now we'll go to our lightest. Kind of saturating all those edges so I don't get that harsh line. Right here I've got a bit of a line. All right, I think that's looking pretty good. Didn't end up going with any of the lighter color at all. I'll raise that up so you can see. I think that gives us some good color, and I think it matches our paper that we chose very well. All right, with this one, we are going to have to fussy cut this flower. So again, I'm going to give it a nice wide outline and just go to it, you know. Maybe we will get some more flower dies at some point. The last time I said that, we got them the very next day, so. Here. Cut this out right big first. There we go. While I'm cutting, I'm kind of thinking about how I want to arrange my card today. And so far, all of our designs have kind of been a little similar. Kind of wanted to change it up just a bit, but okay, there we go. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to let this be the background, the biggest, darker pink. There we go. I'm going to cut that 5.5. I'm pretty sure it's already 4 1/4, but we'll make sure. Yes. Now this I'm going to cut down to 4 by 5 1/4. So taking 1/4 inch off. Okay. And now over here on the side, I have some, let's see, some waffle flower dies, and actually the one that's out, let me find that. And I have some Hero Arts nested dies. Here it is. I use these often. If you watch my channel very often, you probably know that this is one of my favorites. I keep it right over here beside me, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make myself a blue frame, and then we'll make maybe a white inside. So let's grab a piece of white. Don't know if that's enough room. Yeah, that'll fit. Let's go ahead and die cut these. And I don't have any ribbon. The only ribbon I have on my desk right now is this red, and that's not going to work for us today. So I was thinking it might be pretty with a rose to tie a ribbon. Maybe we'll go a different way. I think we're going to do a little bit of shading on this white piece. I don't want it to be stark white. This is a color called Rose Petals. I think that that will work for us. Here's just a piece of trash that we're going to use to hold this up right here. I think I kind of like it like that, where it's just shaded on the one side, or we could turn it so that the shading is on that side and the rose coming in this way. No, I think I like it the other way. More like this. Let's try that. And, you know, now that I think about it, it won't hurt. In case we change our mind, let's go ahead and just do this all the way around. That way, if we do decide to do it differently, because we can still do it just half regardless. Okay. There we go. I do like these flower stamps. They all are very nice to color. I wonder if we'll have just the 4 or if there'll be more. I'm kind of thinking it might be fun to create a card at some point where we put all of them on the same card. May have to give that some thought. We'll see if we get all the dies, which maybe we can do that in the future. Probably best not to have too big of plans going forward, because we don't know what we're going to have. So that kind of looks like a baby card, doesn't it? And now we're putting a rose on it. I think it's that color of blue. All right, so I'm really thinking we need some ribbon. If you want to indulge me 1 second, I'm going to hop across the room and grab my ribbon bucket. Don't be afraid, but I have a really big ribbon bucket. And this is really just half. I have a second one over there that's almost as full. But let's see if I have anything. That's too orange. That one's empty. Throw that away. Now there's some white. We could use that. Oh, and here's some pink. Is that? Oh, that's the one. Let's do that one. I don't know why. Maybe it's the soft little girl look going on here. I just felt like it needs ribbon. There we go. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to take some double-sided adhesive, similar to what we did on day 2. I'm just going to go ahead and rip off a piece of this, and right down here at the bottom, I'm going to put my ruler straight across. That way I know I'm getting it straight. There we go. Touch it on one end, and now I'm going to bring it across and attach it on the other end. All right, now my least favorite thing in the whole world of crafting, tying bows. But the last time we did pretty good, so I'm going to take it halfway, make my bunny ears, cross them over, and poke it through and bring that around. There we go. Pretty good. Maybe. Did we mess something up there? That doesn't look well. Do over. Those of you that are good bow tiers probably saw what I did wrong, but I have no idea. It's always a bit of a crapshoot when I tie a bow. You just never know. That looks pretty good. All right, pull those down before I tighten it. It's getting pretty good, I think. A little wonky there. I think that's pretty good. Y'all, you have no idea how bad I am at this bow tying business. Doing it on camera is like a huge stretch for me, but I don't curse often, but tying bows can almost get me there. I'm not good at it at all. Stamps of Life often in their card kits will send you pre-tied bows, and I love that. Alright, just going to put a little piece right there. I'm actually going to put a little piece underneath as well, because that's moving around and the bow will cover it up. So let's see here. Just right underneath there. There we go. I think that's pretty. Okay. Very feminine. And now, let's pop up. You know what? Let's not put any foam on that yet. Let's decide if we want to stamp a greeting or if we want to use a pre-stamped greeting. So I do think that's going to be too long again. That's not going to work. But let's look at some of the others. We've got the word hello here that we could just stamp the hello part. Thank you so much and congratulations. You know, this congratulations might work really well for me because I have a bridal shower coming up, and now that I kind of look at this, I think this might make a nice bridal shower card. So I'm going to try to see if we can fit the congratulations. And I'm looking for our, there it is. I'm afraid congratulations is still going to need this biggest. Just putting my markers up, they're kind of in my way. Okay. Okay. You know what? I've got an idea. So again, I'm not going to be able to use one of my fishtail banners, which is crazy to me because I use them all the time, and then now it's not working. Okay. Go ahead, we're going to just cut this down. Thinking we can just kind of overlap it there. Okay, well, let's go ahead and start putting this down. I am going to pop this up. Got one side that's mushing. maybe not. Okay, good. All right, I'm also going to pop up our flower. There. Okay, before I add this on, I'm going to dip the edges in my ink. I don't want to make it any wider, so I don't want to like mount it on a piece of paper, but I didn't like those white edges. Okay. I think I need just a wee bit more. Not on this end. Okay. You know, this could be a welcome baby girl card too, with that the pinks and blues. It's still saying kind of baby to me, but it can go either way. So I'm going, congratulations can be for anything. Just going to add my gems right in here. And I think there's some little blue ones that I think will work very nicely. All right. I do want to show you our card from yesterday. If you remember, I had a little bit of problem with one of my dies, but after the video, I did go back and I cut my curly Q frame and I was able to add it on there. So it did go a little wonky right in here, but I think it matches with the wonky kind of curly loopy things on the whole thing. So let's just take a look at our flower cards so far. So far we only have one of the sunflower. Let's see, here's our first tulip. And there is another, well, that's weird. I'm missing one. I'm missing my other poppy card, but it'll turn up. It's here somewhere. I just don't know what I've done with it. I was probably looking at it. But anyway, here's some of our flower cards, and these two kind of look like they could be in a set. Maybe I will put together like a bundle and a set of these flower cards when I'm all finished. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the rose stamp that we received today, and I hope you'll come back and see what day 11 brings us. Have a great day. Bye-bye.